Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Stephanie, and if you have been here before, then you know that I'm a mom, a rescue mom to two gorgeous rescue boys, and obviously I'm totally pro rescue. So I thought I would come up with a few ideas why I rescue and why I'm a rescue supporter, and share them with you. I mean, there will be for sure way more reasons why rescue can be a really good idea, but yeah, here are my reasons why. So one reason I obviously am a big fan of rescue is that you save one dog's life and you enrich your very own life big times. So for me, having have a senior rescue dog who was already 6 years old when I got him, and a puppy from abroad, it's challenging. It's one of my dogs is deaf and he has like very high anxiety. It's definitely challenging, and there are moments where I'm just like overwhelmed, where I cry, but it's also the most rewarding thing ever. My family always had rescue dogs, and it's a journey of a lifetime. It's like so fulfilling. It's awesome, and it's just like such an enrichment to your own life. Saving one life, I mean, I know there's like this argument like, oh, if you just, rescue one dog, you won't change like the whole system. And yes, you won't change the whole system, but for this one dog, you will change the dog's life. Also, if you support shelters, loads of the shelters have systems in place to help with like spaying, neutering, to basically avoid the overpopulation with pets, which is obviously one of the really big issues that, like pets in the street, like dogs in the street, or any other pets, are big times responsible for the overpopulation of dogs, of cats, etc. in the world. So if you rescue one dog, then again, yes, you might not change the whole system, but you change that one dog's life and your own. But also you make room for more animals to be rescued. So if you rescue, for example, just one dog, and in our case this was from abroad, and locally, but I'd stick with Chalkie's example. So Chalkie has been rescued from abroad, and we were really lucky. He was taken in at quite a young age, and he was with a foster family, and he was safe. However, there's loads of animals where the shelters simply cannot take them because they don't have the space, they don't have the financial resources to do so. So having one more space for just like one more dog makes already such difference. If this is, for example, a mom, like a dog who just became a mom with like maybe 7 puppies, they have a chance to not grow up on the streets, to not getting traumatized, etc. So this can indeed change lives, and not just one, but plenty more lives. Also, of course, loads of the shelters do either do like the moment the dog comes in and when they're like in a healthy condition, etc. But also, at a later point, they help you support. Like if you won't have the financial resources to get your dog spayed or neutered, loads of shelters will help you with this. So, you can like obviously save more lives in the future, just by simply avoiding overpopulation. Because for stray dogs, especially like the street dogs, it's so rough if they don't find enough food. They get in the danger zone, they get close to people, they might get kicked, they might get beat, they might get shot, they might, and yes, this is horrible. So if we can avoid this by simply taking care of the dogs outside, or like our own dogs, to get them neutered, then, this will change lives also in the future. Also, in case you wonder why there's always cardboard boxes in my background, it's because my puppy loves to chew them up, and the senior does too. So it's part of the enrichment bit we do, so that you will find them probably around like a lot. Another reason why I support rescue is because, so overpopulation was one reason, but also backyard breeders, puppy mills, etc. So by not buying a puppy, by not, if you rescue, you will pay a short, like a small fee, and you can obviously rescue puppies too. But by not going to a pet store and shopping a pet store a puppy, you can avoid supporting pet mills. You can avoid supporting backyard breeders. But basically, in a lot of cases, it's basically breeding farms. Very often, where dogs are being held in tiny cages, never really seen anything in their lives, never really got out, never really socialized, never really had a life, except for having puppies, which then are being drawn away from their moms way too early in a lot of cases, and aren't even like that healthy, etc. So not supporting this is a big reason for me why I support rescue as well. Having two rescue dogs myself and having been growing up with like rescue dogs, I just I support rescue big times because they're just absolutely fabulous and awesome. I absolutely do love and adore rescue dogs, and generally like mutt dogs. Mutt dogs are the mixed breed kind of dogs who, are not like a fancy breed where we cross two breeds and have something with a poo, like a Cavapoo, Cockapoo, Labradoodle, whatever. No, it's just like random mixes where you don't really know how they turn out. But very often it's more than just two breeds mixed, but also where you have, just a very unique dog that no one else has. And to me, these are like the bestest mixes ever, and I complete and utterly adore my two boys. By the way, if you don't see them around, they are both sleeping, one in front of me, like basically underneath my desk, and the little one next to me. Also, another reason why I support rescue is especially senior rescue dogs or adult rescues. If you ever had a puppy, and I had my first puppy now, I'm still having my first puppy now, there's like a lot of work going in, right? You have like potty training them. They have like their faces where they bite, where they chew a lot of things, etc. And if you go to the shelters, loads of their dogs there are already adult dogs, so they are like over a year and older. Some of them are like 6 years old, some of them are like 8 years older. And you don't have to put up with this. Like, you just get a dog who might even be already trained, who might just needs to be rehomed for no fault of his or her own, but maybe because the owner passed away, the owner got sick, or maybe divorce, or whatever reason. So there are a lot of reasons why dogs might have been up for rehoming. So you get all the benefits of an already trained dog. However, let me say this, it might be a really rare occasion where dogs are really properly trained, but at least most of them are like potty trained and have at least like a certain like life experience where they not necessarily had to have like really bad lives. Also, if you want a purebred like a pedigree kind of dog, you will find also rescue, like specialized kind of like rescue centers for whatever, like bull terriers or French bulldogs, whatever like breed you like, where people basically can rehome also pedigree dogs. So the story as well, like with any other shelter, but you can even get like pedigree dogs as a rescue. Also, if you rescue with a shelter, so for example, we rescue with Battersea, and Battersea would, do like a personality kind of like match. So basically, they match your lifestyle, your kind of like personality, your energy, who you are, to the dog's personality. So Ramo came out as my 100% match, and it's very true. I love him to pieces. So if you match a dog's personality to your own, chances are that you're a really good match. Also, loads of shelters take time to train the dogs. They take time to get to know the dog, so they kind of like know what home would be best suitable for the dog, because obviously they also want to decrease the risk of having the dogs come back or having to rehome them again, because it's quite disturbing for everyone, I guess, if a dog has to be rehomed so many times. So, if you might be looking for a dog who is just like a bit less like energy, or, just like super laid back, like Rambo was 6 when I got him. And yes, he was super excited. Like the first year, he had like so much energy. But by now, he's like the most chilled dog ever in the world. So last time we went to, socialize Chalkie, because he's very terrified of strangers. So we had, just a really, really quick breakfast and grabbed a cup of tea. And we were in the midst of London bus, like Chalkie was underneath the table, so he was safe. But Rambo was just like basically on his back, like chilling there, like, what's going on? Like, not caring about anything. And loads of people stopped by and were like, oh my god, like your dog is like the most chilled dog in the world. So, it might have been like really like the benefits. They are still healthy. They are like great dogs. They are still young enough to go on adventures, etc. And you just get amazing dogs with like lovely temperaments. And yeah, so this might be something for you too. If I say lovely dogs, you know, I mean, obviously there are dogs who might be, you know, needing more training, who might be aggressive, etc. But you will get told this at the shelter, and most dogs at the shelter are just like gorgeous. Also, you will most likely get a healthy dog, so there might obviously be reasons why dogs have been given away. You know, there might have been health issues involved. There might have been financial problems involved if someone couldn't care for their dogs, etc. However, if a dog is taken into a shelter, there will usually be like either their local vet, like where they have like a vet in the shelter who's checking the dogs, but also they work with other vets, etc., where they take the dog to the vet, where they get checked through, where they get their vaccinations if necessary, where they get, you know, whatever treatment is necessary, which is, by the way, an amazing reason to donate to rescue charities, because this is freaking expensive. They do this for dogs who have not yet been rehomed, who might not have any interest, where they might not even know if the dog makes it through, basically. But, you know, they cover this, and it's just so freaking sad if they can't support the help their dogs need, you know, because of funding. And quite frankly, so many of us do turn a blind eye if we see like a, you know, a dog somewhere in the streets, in a, maybe abroad. Having said that, though, there's loads of stray dogs apparently as well in London, but we tend not to see them necessarily. But, you know, we often turn a blind eye. So if we are the ones who are not taking the dogs in, making sure the dogs get help, or, you know, taking them to the vet, then maybe we can be the one who donates money and helps charities who do this, you know, to get the funding they need, because charities, as you know, are very often, if not always, short of money, because, you know, it's just really expensive to rescue dogs and to take care of them. While we're talking about money, if you want to adopt a dog, you know, if you go to a breeder, you will pay like up to thousands of pounds or dollar, euro, wherever you are in the world. Especially right now when we are like having so many lockdown puppies, when, you know, loads of people like got a pet in times of COVID, and the prices just basically skyrocketed. So you will, you know, pay for like a pedigree, like a purebred dog who might not even be from a really good line, or Kennel Club approved or whatever, but you might, you know, still pay like 700, 2,000, 4,000, whatever pounds. But if you rescue a dog, there will be like a really like small fee that you have to pay in order to cover like some of the costs, but it's like a fraction of the price you would have to pay for like a pedigree dog. And you know, you will get an amazing pet. So usually like the fees are like quite, as I said, like quite low. If you adopt from abroad, so with Chalkie from abroad, there was a bit more cost involved because obviously transport, etc. But usually, you know, you really like just pay a few pounds, like a few, maybe like 150, 250, whatever pounds. Maybe it's a bit more, maybe it's a bit less, whatever, you know, like the costs are that your center sets. And, you know, it's really cheap, and you sometimes get a collar, you get a tag, they're microchip, they are like nutrient, they're whatever, you know, have like all the vaccinations, all the treatments. So you get like already an amazing pet, but also like a pet that is healthy, a pet that is like covered, or like you at least know what kind of like health conditions the pet might have. But, you know, it's like a fraction of the price, so you can save a lot of money, which you might, you know, then maybe, you know, can donate a bit more to charity, or just be happy for having like the most amazing pet in your life. Also, another benefit compared to like breeders or like normal breeders, like pedigree kind of dogs. So first of all, it can be quite stressful. I imagine I only check like once for breeders, and you know, they have like waiting lists. Like yes, I mean, if you go to like a puppy mill, which is obviously not an option, I think, at least not for me. Like I completely want to sabotage this. But you know, if you go to like a puppy farm, and there might be like puppies ready, which I think is just really cruel. But if you you know, want to get a puppy and you go shopping for a puppy with like a reputable breeder, there might be like really long waiting lists, so for quite a long time until you get your puppy. And if you go to a shelter, most of the dogs are already there, you know, they are already ready to be loved. Not all of them might be ready yet to be homed if there's like paperwork involved, if there's you know, some of the breeds, like especially like the bully breeds, there might be legal things where they just have to do maybe a character test and whatever, if you're like, for example, in Germany. But yeah, you know, you can already like put your interest down for one dog. You can see the puppies. You can even rescue puppies when, for example, the mom is being taken in and the puppies are being born in the shelter. Then, you know, you will get a puppy who has not had like bad experiences, etc. But you know, they are already there. They are ready to be loved. They don't have to be made. They don't have to be produced. They are already there. There are so many animals in the world ready to be loved, and you know, to me, like, I completely believe that every dog deserves a home, a good home. Not every home might necessarily deserve a dog, but every dog deserves a home, and there's like so many dogs, you know, who are ready to be loved. And if you want a purebred dog, then obviously that's totally not my point to judge, and I totally adore, you know, miniature bull terriers too, and they are not often in rescue shelters. But this video is about reasons why I love rescue and support rescue, so we will stick with this. But you know, I'm not judging you if you want to have like a purebred dog, or you know, want a dog from a breeder that is not just in it for the profit, but obviously also very concerned with where the puppies go to. Then this is okay with me. But you know, there is already like so many pets available. There might be the perfect pet for you, the perfect dog for you already in the world, and you might just need to find yourself, so you know, meet each other. Having said that, and it leads me nicely to my next point, Rambo is like the big love of my life. He is the absolute perfect dog. If you would have asked me to, you know, tell you about the perfect dog, like my most perfect dog that I would imagine, I could have not made him as perfect as this boy is. Like, Chalkie is amazing too. I love him to pieces, but Rambo was like, he's my first dog. I have him inked on my leg, and you know, I'm just feeling so much love and so much gratitude, and every day I ask myself, how could I get so freaking lucky to have him in my life? And with Chalkie, it's the same. Like, obviously he's just, you know, with us for a short amount of time, but I already feel like he will be like there next to him, you know, like next to Rambo in my heart, same place, big filling it out. And you know, so many people I know, they completely and utterly adore their dogs. It's so much love, it's so much gratitude. You also get from the pets. Like, I feel rescue dogs are showing you so much gratitude. My boys, the little one must have had like some really bad experiences while he was really young. Like, I don't know what happened to his mom. She might got shot, which happens quite frequently. He most likely had to fight for his food. He had to struggle, so he's terrified of strangers, terrified of people, and you know, you can tell when there things happened. With Rambo, he is still, well, after 2 years, he now no longer is terrified of kitchen towels, but he was very often scared of different things. He must have been beaten up quite badly. There's a certain type of person where he completely and utterly panics. Hey, sweetie. You know, he had his bad experiences, and I wish I could undo them. Like, I wish he wouldn't have had to go through this. He is a very emotionally, very sensitive boy, but he's just like amazing. Like, he is so freaking grateful. It took him quite long until he, for example, like if he wants to play, until he would like bark at me, you know, like quite dominant, like, you know, not really dominant, like not in a, but he would like bark at me like in a playful way. But you know, it took him really long until he actually dared to do this, because it's kind of like a branded like dog, right? So he has had these experiences, and it took a while until he trusted enough. But you know, you can feel like their gratitude also every freaking day. And I mean, I don't know if dogs feel gratitude, but you know, like this feeling of like, I love you so much. They give you just so much back. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm very blessed, and I count my blessings every single day because I'm just surrounded by the most gorgeous, most beautiful, most amazing boys in the world, and I love them to pieces. And I know that like so many dog owners say the same, and especially all the rescue dog owners, even if they are struggling, even if you get a reactive dog, even if you have a dog who's nervous, even if you have a dog who's making your life more difficult, it's worth it. Like, ask a rescue dog owner, most of them will tell you it's freaking worth it. Yeah, you will have to put in some time, you will have to earn the trust. It takes time. Sometimes it might take a long time, but it's, in the most cases, absolutely worth it. And if it's a good match, you will love it. And this brings me to my last point. It's actually one of the reasons, not the only, but one of the reasons why I actually started this channel is that you can help to spread the word about how amazing rescue dogs are. Because I think if you have never really had a rescue dog and don't really know rescue dogs, or you might have like this stereotypes in your head. There's like stigma, oh, the dogs must have been given away for a reason, etc. And they might not be. They, as I said earlier, they might just be unlucky. Lots of people who might want a dog but are not really considering adoption because they might just not know how amazing these dogs can be. So by spreading the word about our fabulous rescues, we might encourage even like maybe just one more, because we know like just one, adopting one dog can save lives, not just one life but so many lives. So yeah, I think encouraging others to understand how fabulous rescue dogs can be. So for me, this is what I'm here to do. So these were my reasons why I support rescue and why I love rescue dogs. To me, they are like my absolute favorite breed. Like, there's like, I think Battersea's hashtag is that rescued is my favorite breed, and I can totally and utterly say yes, mine too. And even then you can, have a breed preference. I love bullies. Obviously love Wadi Dogs, but also, you can still have a breed preference, but, rescue dogs, to me, they are fabulous. And these were my reasons why I support rescue. If you have other reasons, then, yeah, please write them in the comments below, because I obviously am a big advocate for rescue dogs and adopt, don't shop. So please let me know. If you want to learn more about the story, how we found Chalkie, how we rescued a dog from the Middle East, from Oman, then please watch this video. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Thank you and take care. Bye bye.